promised you a tutorial for the tuck-in neck scarf. Okay, so this is it. But before I do that, I'll just show you. This is some of the red yarn that I got with that first batch that I bought. And I'll be talking about another batch at some point in the future. Okay, so what I've done is, because I've got quite a bit, I've started a beanie to go with the scarf. Okay, so that's on the go, but I didn't want to start this scarf until you could see it. So I've cast on the first 34 stitches here. Okay, you can see the nice flat bit at the bottom where because of the way I cast on. Okay, so then what I've got to do now is, we're still using the same pattern that I used before. One of these times I'll actually change this pattern and do something different, but at the moment I'm using the knit 2 purl 2 pattern that we've used on everything else. Okay, so we've got to start this off and have knit 2 purl 2 all the way across, and then all the way back again, do it the same. And we're going to do that, that's going to be done for approximately 5 inches. Okay, and then we'll do the split. So I can carry on with that in a few minutes, but in the meantime I've been going through the yarn that I got the other day. Okay, I've had some more and I'll tell you about that another time, but what I've done is split it out with the yarn I've got, and this is one baby blanket, and that's the second baby blanket, and that's lemon, peach and lilac. This one's cream, which is down the bottom, yellow and gold. But then I thought, I want your opinion on this. I've got 2 pastel there and 2 bold here. Should I swap the gold for the peach so that there's a bold and a pastel on each blanket? Okay, let me know what you think, and I can swap them round, or I can do them as they are. That's how the colours are. Okay, so I'm going to crack on now. I just thought I'd show you those. I'll tuck that down the back, tuck that out the way. I'm going to crack on with this, and I'll see you all in a little while. See you in a bit. Bye. Hello. Right, I've done my 5 inches up there, and as you can see, I've knitted into the middle, because there's 34 stitches altogether. I've knitted 17, and what we're going to do now is turn round, and we're going to do 10 rows, including the one I've already done. Let me do this the other way, that's it. I'm going to do 10 rows, and that will be the split in the middle of the scarf for the other end to go into. Okay, and the other thing that I've done is I've got some spare yarn ready, so when we finish this side I shan't be cutting that. I shall just be adding a bit and doing the 10 rows on the other side, because I can knit the yarn into it and I can knit the other end into the yarn, and I'll show you how I do that when we get there. Okay, so this now I just need to do the rows on here. So you've probably got time to go and make a cup of tea if you want to.
Have I?
And
Thank
yeah.
you.
And I'll be finished these in a minute. Okay. And before you ask, I haven't hurt my hand, but I have got arthritis in my thumb. So I did get round to getting me a pair of compression gloves. I've got the other one over here. And I can recommend these. These are by, I can't remember the name. Oops. Vito. And they're very comfortable. And they do help. They help so that the swelling I get down here isn't as bad or as painful. So I can genuinely recommend these to anybody who struggles with pain while they're knitting or crocheting, or in fact they advertise them for lots of sports and stuff as well. So it's whatever you need it for. If you've got arthritis in your hands, I can recommend these gloves. Okay, so we're now on to row 4. So it doesn't take a huge amount of time. It is a little bit awkward as you go down or go up the rows, I should say, because you get a little bit that sticks out, but it's not too bad, and it's not too many rows either. Okay, so now you can see that I've done the 10 rows, and then I've knitted along the next row to the middle. But from here, because that's a big enough gap, I'm going to start with the spare ball of yarn and leave some down the back. Let me pop that. I'm going to pop it down out of the way. I'll bring some up. So leave it with an end, a tail. Okay, and from here, this is where the fun starts. Because, actually no, I'll pop that on my lap because otherwise this all gets in the way. Right. Oops. Hang on. I've lost my end. I've lost my tail. There it is. Okay. So then we go along. Oh, hang on. That's come out. It does get it is a little bit more confusing. I know it would probably be easier to put these onto a separate needle, but I did mine this way when I did them before, so I thought I would do it the same way as I did. Okay, and then right, so then we just turn it round and we go back again, and again we do the 10 rows. Now I know I said I was going to sew the ends in, but what I was going to knit the ends in, but what I'm going to do is knit them upwards, and then I can always cut the tail off if it's too long. Okay, you can knit along the row if you prefer, or you can just sew it in when you're ready, whichever way you like. And then again we're going to do the 10 rows. I'm not used to knitting with a glove on, so bear with me. I'm still getting used to it. I haven't had these very long, so So if I flick that through there and bring that over and bring that one over, and then I've got a double stitch on there for the time being, and then when I come back this way I just do a single stitch. Whoops. That's it, and then carry on. And again we do the 10 rows on here, and then I'll show you what we do when we get to the top. And you can see where the gap is because my thumb comes through. See? Yeah, my thumb's waving at you. And you'll notice we've now got a nice bobbly edge to the scarf on both sides. There's a bobbly edge on that side as well. So that makes a nice finish on the scarf. Oh, I've done too many pearls on there. Right, and once again we can bring the yarn up and over. Whoops. And bring it through there, and then when we turn round we can knit the two together to take it back to the one stitch. And you'll see, pull that bit, that one's gone a bit loose there, but never mind. And that's how we carry on right up until both sides are the same length. So you'll have the 10 rows on here, and we will finish again in the middle the same as I did with the other one. Oh, I made boo-boo on that one. There we go, that's a plain. and bring the yarn up and round again. And we turn round. Get out. Little tail's trying to get in. Here we go. Have you been counting the rows, Phil?
No. I'm surprised you haven't got a counter on you. What's it?
No, I've got about 3 of them now, but I
don't use them.
Well, when it's only 10 rows, I don't. Excuse me. When it's a lot more rows, then or if it's a patterned rows, then it takes longer, and it's easier to lose track of what row you're on. Not sure whether you can see this properly. Ooh. I got myself in a tangle there, but never mind. I'll just take that little bit across there. And this will be the last one to knit knit them both together. And hey presto, the end, well, there's a tiny end there, look, but you can always cut that off or sew it in, whichever you want to do. Okay, and we've just got one more row to go to bring us up level with this one. Right, now what we have to do is get the scissors out, which are down here. Leave a tail, and then that can go back in the basket, and we go back to our original yarn and sew this one in, we do the same thing. So I've got twisted the yarn round, and then when we come back, when we get to that stitch on the next row, we will do it as 2 stitches knit together. And then, as you can see, we're back to just
Oh, sorry. I was going to sleep.
Oh dear. All right, well, okay, let's just get this done.
Right. I've got a grip of it, don't worry.
He's going to bop me on the head with it in a minute.
I bet you didn't notice, did you?
What?
No, the viewer. I bet they didn't notice the camera bopping you.
I bet they did. And there's the 2 stitches knit together again. And we go straight in to the other side. Bring the thread back. It doesn't matter really which side it goes on, because we'll be doing exactly the same again. But there we've now got the split completed, and it's just a matter of sewing in the ends or knitting in the ends, whichever way you want to do it. Let's get to the end of this row. So it's a little bit fiddly the way I do it, but there you've got it, look. There's your row. And if you turn it over, you've got a bit of a bobbly. There you go. I'll probably sew those in. You've got the bobbly finish down here, down both sides, but you've got the gap, which I can now get all 4 fingers through. So that's plenty wide enough to get the end of the scarf through. Okay, so there's the scarf how it'll come through. Right, and then it's just a case of carry on with the knitting until the scarf reaches 33 to 36 inches, depending on how long you want it, and that will depend on who it's for. And I tend to measure it round the neck to make sure that there's the same amount there on the piece that comes through, so it'll come round your neck through the hole, and then there'll still be another amount, another 5 inches to finish it off. Okay, and that's it. That's how simple it is. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that, and I've got to stop saying okay because I know I'm doing it too much. But I'll carry on with that, and then I'll show you when it's all done and the beanie's done with it. All right. I can't see. Phil's saying something to me, and I can't see what it's saying.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe and tell all your friends about me.
Might as well just say it as it is.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, okay. And I shall see you all again soon. Take care now. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.